There are places that seem to defy every rule of Earth, yet their stories began millions of years before humans ever appeared. A mountain formed in an exceptionally rare way, a cave that once lay beneath an ancient ocean. Each landscape reveals a different chapter in the history of this planet. These are not exceptions of nature. They are the enduring traces of geological forces that have been quietly reshaping Earth for millions of years. Hidden within Chilean Patagonia, the marble caves were carved from a massive block of marble that once lay about 6,500 feet beneath the Earth's surface. As light passes through water-rich and glacial rock flour, the marble arches constantly shift in color, creating a landscape that is both dazzling and eerily cold. Few would imagine this labyrinth began as an ancient coral reef 320 million years ago. As the Andes Mountains formed, the marble was buried deep underground before being lifted back to the surface. After the Ice Age, waves continued sculpting the cave walls for 6,000 to 15,000 years, creating a natural wonder often compared to a flooded version of Carlsbad Caverns. Few people know this marble formation once lay near the equator before tectonic plates carried it thousands of miles south. Extreme heat transformed the rock structure, while minerals trapped inside created its golden brown veins. Each melt season, glacial rock flour mixes into the lake, causing the entire cave to change color with the light. Despite resembling a tropical bay, the waters of the marble caves remain icy cold, fed by Patagonia's glacial melt. Since 2016, visitors have no longer been allowed to swim or step onto the marble walls in order to protect this natural wonder. The marble caves are not only a story of water and stone, but also preserve the traces of an ancient ocean, drifting continents, and the enduring power of time. Some places simply leave you in awe. Others reveal how the Earth itself has changed. In the heart of Utah's desert, Goblin Valley stretches across the landscape like a surreal, miniature version of Bryce Canyon. Tens of thousands of twisted rock pillars blanket the valley, transforming the terrain into something that resembles the surface of Mars. Standing among them, the silence makes every step feel unexpectedly cautious. These unusual rock formations were carved from the Entrada sandstone, which formed about 170 million years ago as Jurassic sand dunes gradually turned to stone. Across nearly 3 square miles, tens of thousands of hoodoos crowd the valley floor in a density rarely seen elsewhere, often described as a smaller yet more bizarre counterpart to Bryce Canyon. Unlike the towering hoodoos found elsewhere, the formations here are short, slender, and irregularly twisted. Many stand only as tall as a person, with hard rock caps balanced on softer sandstone columns. Beneath the surface lies a living biological soil crust that supports cyanobacteria whose origins date back more than 3 billion years, while the exceptionally dark night skies reveal the Milky Way with remarkable clarity. Humans have also left a contrasting mark on Goblin Valley. An ancient rock formation was deliberately toppled in just a few seconds, but years of conservation efforts afterward helped expand the park to 3 times its original size, preserving this extraordinary landscape for the future. When moonlight casts its silver glow across thousands of stone goblins, the valley becomes both peaceful and unsettling, as though the desert itself is quietly watching every human step. Among the rock pillars that continue to change with time, the most fragile traces sometimes belong to humanity itself. Hidden within the eastern California desert, thousands of slender stone columns quietly support an enormous rock ceiling. These strange passageways resemble the ruins of a vanished civilization, yet their true story began with a catastrophic volcanic eruption. About 760,000 years ago, a supervolcanic eruption released roughly 2,000 times more volcanic ash than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. From that immense blanket of ash, nature gradually revealed nearly 5,000 stone columns spread across more than 4,000 acres, creating one of the most unusual volcanic ash formations ever discovered. The columns rise as high as 20 feet, appearing as gray cylinders marked by evenly spaced grooves encircling their surfaces as though they have been carved by hand. Some stand perfectly upright, others lean or twist, while some emerge only partially from the ground like fossilized vertebrae. It was not until 2015 that geologists demonstrated how melting snow percolating through hot volcanic ash created steam vents, which were gradually reinforced from within by mineral deposits, forming these remarkably durable stone pillars. What makes this wonder even more remarkable is that it was once completely hidden. Only after Crowley Lake was created in 1941 did waves erode the surrounding soft ash, accidentally exposing the entire forest of stone columns. Even today, visitors must cross the desert by four-wheel drive vehicle or hike for miles before entering the shadow of these fragile vaults, where only a flashlight can fully reveal their intricate forms. An eruption powerful enough to reshape an entire region ultimately left behind a legacy so delicate that only a handful of stone columns now quietly support the ceiling above them. Sometimes, the most extraordinary legacy of a catastrophe is not the destruction itself, but what managed to survive. Reaching Mantupuna requires crossing dozens of miles of roadless wilderness through the largest remaining virgin forest in Europe. On a mist-covered plateau, 7 towering stone pillars stand motionless, as though they had been waiting for humanity long before history began. The most extraordinary thing is not their height. Each pillar rises between 100 and 140 feet, roughly the height of a 15-story building. Yet that is only what remains after nearly 200 million years of weathering. As the softer rock gradually disappeared, the harder cores were quietly revealed, while their unusually narrow bases continued supporting the massive columns with the strength of hidden quartz veins. No two pillars share the same shape. Some resemble human figures, others look like the heads of horses or sheep, while one stands apart like a gigantic upside-down bottle. In winter, they are coated in ice beneath temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit. In summer, dense clouds of insects drift through the mist as mica crystals shimmer across the rock surfaces. Perhaps because of their appearance, the Mansi people have long regarded this place as sacred, where only shamans were permitted to approach the stone pillars. Although Mantupuna has been recognized as one of the 7 wonders of Russia, overland access remains restricted to protect this fragile plateau. Amid the absolute silence of the tundra, many visitors say the stone pillars sometimes produce deep, resonant sounds, as though seven giants are still quietly speaking to one another after millions of years. The mist will eventually fade, but the seven stone pillars will remain standing, as though time has only just begun telling their story. After a 17-mile round-trip trek across the Norwegian plateau, Trolltunga suddenly extends horizontally from the mountainside, suspended 2,300 feet above the ground as though floating in the sky. There are no railings, no protective barriers. Only a solitary slab of rock projecting toward Lake Ringedalsvatnet, with glacial landscapes stretching to the horizon. Trolltunga was formed about 10,000 years ago, when the last glaciers of the Ice Age retreated and left a granite ledge protruding from the mountainside. To stand on this rock tongue, visitors must climb a total elevation gain of nearly 3,600 feet along one of Norway's most challenging hiking routes, a journey often compared to the demanding backcountry trails of Yellowstone. The landscape surrounding Trolltunga offers more than sheer cliffs and glacial lakes. Ancient glacial potholes, known as Geological, carved into the bedrock create a rugged surface that resembles an alien world, while ribbons of glacier still cling to the distant mountain peaks. Amid the cold air and the scent of damp stone, the calls of the meadow pipit and the northern wheatear are sometimes the only sounds that break the silence. Trolltunga's growing fame has come at a significant cost. As annual visitor numbers increased from only a few hundred to tens of thousands, rescue operations became increasingly common, and Sherpas from Nepal were brought in to reinforce the hiking trail. Today, many visitors willingly wait more than an hour for the chance to stand on the rock for just a few seconds, a formation shaped by nature 10 millennia ago. The 10,000-year-old rock tongue still hangs 2,300 feet above the abyss without a single safety railing, as though every modern rule of protection ends at its edge. Some places do not test your courage with their height, but with the decision of whether you dare to take one more step. On Iceland's southern coast, Reynistera appears to be a place where fire and the ocean have never stopped confronting one another. Offshore, the 216-foot-tall Reynistrangar sea stacks stand in silence, while the black sand beach and towering basalt cliffs give the entire coastline the appearance of another world. Reynistera was formed when lava from the Katla volcano shattered upon meeting the cold sea, spreading black sand across miles of coastline. Offshore, the Reynistrangar sea stacks rise to the height of an 18-story building, standing alone against the crashing waves, while the hexagonal basalt columns, sharing a geological structure similar to Devil's Tower, create one of Iceland's most iconic volcanic landscapes. At the base of the cliffs lies Hálsanefshellir Cave, where stacked basalt columns resemble the giant pipes of a cathedral organ surrounding its entrance. In February 2026, powerful storms swept away vast amounts of sand, leaving the foot of the cliff submerged beneath the sea and creating the illusion that the coastline itself was disappearing, before the beach was naturally rebuilt just a few weeks later. Yet the greatest danger here is not geological, it comes from the sneaker waves. They can gather energy across thousands of miles of open ocean stretching uninterrupted to Antarctica before suddenly surging onto the shore with almost no warning. Although a 3-year warning system has been introduced, many visitors still risk their safety for the chance to take a photograph near the water's edge. The ocean before you stretches uninterrupted all the way to Antarctica, allowing every wave to carry energy accumulated across thousands of miles before striking the black sand shore. At Reunischura, beauty and danger do not exist separately. They always arrive together on the same wave. You are not looking at a mountain rising from the ground. You are looking at the exposed core of a volcano that was once buried deep beneath the earth before time gradually uncovered it. From a distance, its dark rock ridges spread outward, making shiprock resemble a massive ship sailing across the desert. Shiprock rises 1,583 feet above the surrounding plain, but the most remarkable part of its story lies beneath its own history. The formation was created when magma solidified about 2,500 to 3,300 feet below the surface between 27 and 30 million years ago. Over time, more than 0.6 miles of overlying rock was completely eroded away, revealing the volcanic core, much like Devil's Tower. Radiating from the central rock mass, narrow black dikes extend outward in multiple directions like enormous wings. NASA's infrared data and magnetic surveys indicate that these rock dikes continue deep beneath the ground, extending far beyond the visible surface, preserving the hidden framework of an ancient volcano. For the Navajo people, shiprock, known as Tsebit Ai, is a sacred place where climbing is strictly forbidden. Dry winds sweep across the hardened shale at its base, while mica crystals embedded in the dark rock shimmer beneath the sun, giving the landscape an atmosphere that is both harsh and deeply revered. Shiprock is not a mountain that rose from the earth. It is what remained after an entire world of rock above it disappeared through time. Some landscapes are shaped not by what the earth created, but by everything it has quietly taken away. For nearly 90 million years, the white cliffs of Etretat have stood guard over the Normandy coast, rising almost 287 feet above the sea. Three massive natural arches and the towering Needle Sea stack emerge from the water, while dark bands of flint cut across the white cliffs like giant brushstrokes left by time. Standing at the cliff's edge, the scent of iodine and the sound of the waves make any sense of distance seem to disappear. The most remarkable feature of Etretat is not the whiteness of its cliffs, but the dark layers that slice through them. Chalk deposits formed between 89 and 93 million years ago created cliffs nearly as tall as the Statue of Liberty, yet it is the hundreds of black flint bands that tell the most intricate part of their story. For centuries, these dark layers were believed to be nothing more than ordinary masses of silica. Only after mineralogical studies identified the presence of mogonite did scientists realize that their geological history was far more complex than their seemingly unchanging appearance suggested. Human history eventually became part of this landscape as well. Trueunrealglobe Cave still preserves the story of the 1792 shipwreck, when a sailor survived after being swept by the waves into a rocky cavity, while the sound of the sea continues to echo through the arches as though it has never forgotten that moment. The cliffs may appear unchanging, but they are still quietly evolving. Every wave carries away a tiny fragment, continuing the work the ocean began millions of years ago. As the tides rise and fall, Etretat continues to change in silence, one wave at a time, even when no one is there to witness it. a distance, the three massive rock formations of Hin Sam 1 resemble a family of whales quietly swimming across the forests of northeastern Thailand. Only as you draw closer do you realize that this ocean is nothing more than layers of cloud blanketing the entire valley. The largest formation at Hin Sam 1 stretches nearly 245 feet in length and stands about 1,000 feet above sea level. Recent geological studies suggest that this quartz-rich sandstone may be much older than previously believed, dating back between 115 and 130 million years. Over time, fractures eroded by wind and water produced geological features strikingly similar to the famous Arches of Arches National Park. The most remarkable feature is not their size, but their shape. The three formations have gently curved ridges, stained reddish-brown by iron oxide, and line up like a father, mother, and calf rising from a vast ocean of tropical forest. At sunrise, a blanket of mist conceals the valley below, making the illusion astonishingly convincing. Only two of the three stone whales can be reached by land. The third remains inaccessible to visitors, while strict conservation measures help preserve the untouched character of the landscape. On the mist-covered rock surfaces of early morning, every step demands caution, as a single mistake could lead to a drop of hundreds of feet. Amid an endless sea of forest, the three stone whales never move, yet time itself has shaped the entire mountain into the likeness of a giant creature quietly drifting across the landscape. Some illusions do not deceive the eye, they transform the way we understand nature itself. Nearly 13,000 feet above sea level on Bolivia's high plateau, Valle de los Animas appears like an abandoned city of stone. As sunrise stretches long shadows between thousands of narrow earth towers, the entire valley begins to resemble silent figures standing patiently in place. Valle de los Animas extends for nearly 5 miles and was formed from glacial sediments dating back about 5.5 million years. Erosion sculpted these deposits into stone towers rising as high as 650 feet taller than the Space Needle and nearly twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. At almost 13,000 feet above sea level, the valley stands higher than any summit in the Appalachian Mountains. From a distance, the entire landscape resembles a forest of Gothic spires emerging from the ground. Each tower has the shape of a colossal stalagmite, but as the sun rises or sets, the lengthening shadows make them appear like silent spirits standing throughout the valley. The erosion of loose sediment layers has created a landscape so unusual that many compare it to another planet. Wind flowing through the narrow passages produces haunting sounds that local people believe are the voices of wandering spirits. Yet the true challenge comes from the altitude. The thin air can cause dizziness, a rapid heartbeat, and other unmistakable physical effects, reminding you that even breathing becomes part of the journey. These fragile towers, sculpted from loose sediment, have remained standing for millions of years, as though time itself is what supports the entire valley. Some places make you do more than admire the landscape, they allow you to feel the weight of the earth itself. From the rim of Bryce Canyon, on exceptionally clear days, your view can stretch as far as 150 miles, reaching beyond the Grand Canyon to Humphreys Peak on the distant horizon. Yet the most remarkable thing is not that distance, but the fact that the landscape before you is still quietly changing. Bryce Canyon is not actually a canyon, but a massive natural amphitheater that continues to be shaped by time. Its cliffs retreat by about 0.22 inch each year. Nearly 10 times faster than the Grand Canyon, while the Ponsongen Fault uplifted and tilted the entire landscape, creating an extraordinary maze of hoodoos, narrow fins, and natural windows found in few other places on Earth. The forces that shape Bryce Canyon are most active during the coldest days of the year. More than 200 freeze-thaw days annually allow water to seep deep into cracks, where it expands as it freezes, gradually prying pieces of rock away from the cliffs. Over time, this slow process has revealed brilliant layers of white, orange, pink, red, and purple created by iron and manganese minerals. Even today, nature has not finished telling its story. In 2022, paleontologists discovered dinosaur footprints for the first time after more than a century of research, revealing that Bryce Canyon still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Each winter leaves behind only another tiny crack. Yet millions of winters, one after another, have created an entire world of stone that humanity is only beginning to fully understand. When winter returns, Bryce Canyon quietly begins changing shape once again, even though almost no one can see it happening. Of Utah's desert, balanced rock rises 130 feet, towering above its namesake formation in Colorado. The enormous reddish-brown sandstone boulder resembles a giant light bulb perched precariously on a slender stone neck, glowing deep red beneath the evening sun. Amid the scorching dry heat and absolute silence, gravity itself seems little more than a theory. Balanced rock was formed from layers of sediment deposited about 160 to 168 million years ago. Over millions of years of weathering, the softer rock was gradually worn away, leaving the massive sandstone block above as though it were defying the familiar laws of nature. What fascinates geologists is not only its appearance, but the extraordinary balance of the entire formation. The caprock weighs approximately 4,000 tons, roughly equivalent to the weight of 27 blue whales. Yet all of that immense weight continues to rest upon a narrow stone column, where every rainy season, every gust of wind, and every freeze-thaw cycle quietly advances the process of erosion that has continued for millions of years. At the base of balanced rock lies a black biological soil crust that appears lifeless at first glance. The cyanobacteria within this thin layer are descendants of organisms that helped create Earth's oxygen-rich atmosphere. A single footprint can destroy this fragile crust in seconds, while nature requires at least 5 to 7 years to restore the damage. Since journalist Frank Beckwith gave the formation its name during a survey in 1933 to 1934, balanced rock has become a protected landmark under federal law, with fines of up to $5,000 for climbing on or directly disturbing the formation. This 4,000-ton boulder weighs as much as 27 blue whales, yet it remains delicately balanced atop a narrow stone pillar. The giant continues to challenge everything we assume to be permanent. Some natural wonders do not conquer gravity. They simply endure longer than many of the things humanity once believed would last forever. Every destination leaves behind a quiet understanding of the world that words can hardly express. And there is still so much waiting to be discovered.